Hey, my lovely YouTubers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel with me, your girl, Morgan, Tracy J, coming today with a new YouTube video. And ladies, for the morning coffee this week, I wanted just to come and bring you some fire, okay? I want to fire you up for this week, but most of all, to fire you up for your life, okay? So today's video is all about how to get your confidence back and getting the audacity, okay? I want you to get your confidence back, and I also want you to get the audacity to go for it, all right? But I got to tell you where this comes from. This came from, I was in a coaching session and I realized as I was talking to this lady, her issue was her confidence. She just didn't have the confidence to go for things. She didn't have the confidence to believe that God was going to do everything he said he was going to do in her life. She just was lacking the confidence. But what I realized is that she also was lacking the audacity to just go for it. And I think that's what many of us need to realize today. A lot of people that we see that we deem as great or amazing, the truth is they just had the audacity to go for their dreams. Some of the people we see on TV today, they had the audacity to go for it. Me here on YouTube, I had the audacity to just start recording videos and showing up week after week. You got to have the audacity. And audacity just means being willing to take bold risks, okay? That's what that is. But you can't usually do that if you don't have confidence. So you need the confidence to know, hey, I can take this leap, and if I fall down, I'm going to bounce right back up. I have the confidence to know that I can make a decision, and if it's not the best for me, the Lord is going to lead me back straight. I have the confidence to know that even if I make a mistake, God is going to take that mistake and turn it into something for my good, okay? See, there's an inward confidence you have to know. That's what's going to give you the audacity to go and do these things. And I got to tell somebody today, it's time to get your confidence back. Baby girl, you used to fly. You used to shine so bright, but here lately, maybe life, heartbreak, grief, pain, let down, just feeling God letting you down, dreams not being achieved has taken your shine. And so it's time to get your confidence back. It's time to get your hope back for life. Because what happens is if we keep taking all these hits and we never bounce back up, what happens is our light begins to dull. And it tells us in scripture that we're supposed to let his light shine through us. So baby girl, is his light shining through you today? That's a question you want to ask yourself, because what I know and believe is that I have been there. I have went through seasons where my confidence was shattered based off of heartbreak. I went through seasons where my hope was shattered based off of losing people I loved and grief. I went through seasons where my faith was shattered in general because I wasn't seeing God come through in the ways he told me he was going to come through. I've been through all those seasons. And what I want to tell you, sis, is you got to get your confidence back, but you also got to get the audacity to believe again. You got to get the audacity to go after it again. You got to get the audacity to say, I'm going to try this. I'm going to apply for the position, even though I'm not fully qualified, but I'm believing that God is going to qualify me. See what I'm telling you? You got to put yourself out there. And what happens is when we find ourselves in season after season and we're like, man, why is nothing moving? We haven't used our faith. We haven't had the audacity to go for something. We haven't stepped out and done something new. Okay. And so today I am just your sis online trying to come and tell you something that I have seen with being on calls with ladies. I've seen it in my own life. I've seen it in people around me where if you're not careful, your lack of confidence is also going to cause you to stand still. And then you're going to look at someone else and be like, man, I really wish I got to do what they did, or I wish I would have did this. And the truth is you just didn't have the audacity. They're not better than you. They just have done more than you. Okay. And I had to realize that in my late 20s. I remember I was looking at some people and they had bought houses. And I remember being like, man, I'm so far away from buying a house. Like, I'm just not there, you know? And I didn't have to get jealous. I didn't have to think that they were better than me. But what I had to realize is, Morgan, they've just done more than you in a certain area. Okay. So maybe it was in their savings, or maybe it was in their working on their credit. There's some areas that they did more than you, and that's okay. They don't make them better. And I want to tell you that some of these people that you're looking at, they're not better than you. They've just done more than you in certain areas. And so you got to look in your life and say, what is the area that I need to start doing more in? Okay. And that is what's going to help you. But sis, you got to get the audacity. You got to get the audacity to believe God for a financial raise. You got to get the audacity to believe that God's going to bring you a new door. You got to get the audacity to believe that if you apply for the position, it will be yours. You got to get the audacity. Okay. And doing that is going to help you become confident. It's going to help you step out, okay? Okay, so I want to give you some tips. I want to give you some tips on how to get confident, but also how to become audacious, right? And the first thing is you got to write down everything that scares you. Applying to the new job, going back to school. If there's any desires you have, but they feel so big and so scary, then that's probably something you need to write down. So, for example, I know years ago I had this dream of going back to school, but it felt so impossible. It felt like my life was going to be pushed back further. It felt like I didn't have the time. I knew I just barely was working a job. Like I didn't have the money to go back to school. Like there was every reason why I couldn't, and it scared me. I was scared to fail again. I was scared to try to retake a class and fail it again, right? I was scared. And so I want you today, if there's a desire in your heart, but you're scared of it. If it feels too big, if it feels like it's unattainable, that's what I want you to write down. Everything in your life that you're scared of, like that scares you, right? Let's write that down. The next thing is in that list, explain why you feel like those things are impossible. And really what you look when you look at it, they're not, they're just gonna take time. They're gonna take step one, step two, and step three. So as you look at all that, write out all the steps to achieve that. So let's say if you are scared about getting a new position or taking a manager position or applying to another job, why are you scared of that? What are the steps to make that happen? Do you need to just update your resume? Are you scared because you'd have to learn new stuff and get trained? Are you scared because people might not like you at your new job? What is it? Okay. You need to write out the steps or what scares you, but also the steps to making that possible. For example, if you want to live on your own, let's say you're like, hey, I'm tired of living with my parents. I want to get my own apartment. I want to get my own place. What are the steps for that? Do you have you? Okay. First off, you got to have a job. Okay. Bam. You got a job. You got consistent income. All right, next step is I need to figure out what the deposit is to move into this place. All right, get the deposit. Next thing is I need to get first month's rent. Okay, bam, work your butt off. Get the first month's rent. Girl, and then now get approved for the apartment. You're able to move in. Okay, it's really just steps. And I know it feels so big and daunting to us, but really it's not. It's just steps that you have to take to reach your goals. So I want to tell somebody today, they're not better than you. They just do more than you. They're not greater than you. They just do more than you. And so if you want more in whatever area that is, you just have to do more in that area. Amen. Another thing I want to tell you if you're trying to become audacious is you want to just take one step at a time. If you're thinking like, I want to go back to school, but I'm so scared, take one step at a time where you just get on the website and you look at or you go look and see if there's a bill you need to pay, or you go look at how much the semester is going to cost. Take one step at a time, even if it's one class at a time. Like, don't overwhelm yourself. Like, I got to get all this and I'm going to have to move, or I'm going to have to move my schedule. And no, don't think that big. Just take one step at a time. And I will tell you this: I moved years ago from my hometown to Tulsa, and I think when it was about October when I got my plan, but it took me until the following year of August for that plan to be fully done. It almost took me a year, okay? And truly that list felt so long, but I just took it one step at a time. Called an advisor, talked to them about my options, talked about scholarships, okay? Applied to the school, got accepted. All right, what's the next steps? All right, now we got to try to apply for different scholarships over here, sign up for some programs that might help me, right? Like I just had to take it a step at a time. And I want to tell somebody that today. Just take it a step at a time. Also, when we're talking, okay, like we're talking about audacity, but we're also talking about confidence. So when we're talking about confidence, you want to really try to get outside and get out of the house, girl. Okay. If you are somebody where you're struggling with confidence, you're struggling with just being audacious, and maybe making a big old list and trying to work that list is too much for you right now, let's start with the bare minimum is getting cute and getting outside. Okay. That is the first way to get your confidence back, just to give you a little boost of confidence. Get cute, get outside. Next thing is to do something audacious, go to a new coffee shop, check out a new bookstore. Don't buy nothing, just go there. Check out that new ice cream place that on the main street. Whatever it is, go out and live your life, okay? But the key is get outside. Now, it's really hot over here in Oklahoma, like 100 degrees. So I'm not going to tell you to stay outside, but go get out your house is what I'm saying. That is going to be a pivotal way to help you get your confidence back, is getting out of the house and getting cute and feeling good about yourself and doing little audacious things throughout your day on the weekend or once a day. That's going to give you the confidence to where you can then show up and do the things God has been calling you to do. I didn't just wake up one day and was fearless. Lord knows I didn't. I still struggle with it. But little moments of being fearless helped me get here to be able to record messages. I didn't just wake up one day this confident woman that can jump on camera and speak for 30 minutes. Like I wasn't this person. But over time, becoming confident and becoming audacious has helped me get here. Okay. And so I want to share. So get outside of your house, get cute, do something different for yourself. Like if it's just walking at a local park. And lastly, take time to love on you. Okay. This is big because if you don't know what you need to be audacious in and you don't know yourself enough, you're not going to know what to do. So this is your time to discover and find you, not teenage you, not adolescent you, okay? Like little kid you, like adult you. This version of you today, what does she want? What does she like? Where does she want to go? It's time to discover you. So then when you're asking yourself, oh, it's time to be audacious, what's the audacious thing I should do? You're going to know where you want to go. And I always say this and I speak this so much because I hear this often. I get on so many calls with ladies where they just don't know where they want to go. They just don't know. And they feel overwhelmed. And all I can't tell you where to go, but I tell you that you need to know where you want to go. You don't want to leave. You don't want to be a ship leaving the dock with no destination and just floating out there stuck and lost and confused. You want to be knowing where you're headed. All right. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have to get there by a certain time. No, but you want to at least have a destination in mind. Okay. And so for me, even with everything I do, I try my best to keep a destination in mind so that no matter what I'm doing, does this align to the destination? And if it doesn't for a season, that's okay. If I've got to go do this little side thing, or if I got to go move here for a season, or I got to help a family member this week with this, or whatever, if this doesn't fully lead to the overall goal, that's all right. But I know when I have the confidence and the trust that I know the Lord is going to get me back right on track, and He's going to use even this detour for my good. So yes, we spoke about a lot just now, but I wanted just to drop that on you and encourage you this week. I want you to be fired up for your dreams and your purpose. Okay. I love you, ladies, and I'll see you in my next one.